What's up, everybody? Good morning. Welcome to a Sunday edition of Morning Scone, presented by Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Awesome peeps. We appreciate Brock for being part of Morning Scone every single day. Appreciate you as well for being here. What a day yesterday was. And Drew's back. Guess who's back? Back again. Drew B's back. Tell a friend. Guess who's back? 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 All right, I created a monster because nobody wants to see Scone no more. They want Drewby. So Marshall Mathers for you, remix. So LSU wins the SEC in basketball. Incredible environment yesterday at the PMAC. Got to talk about that. Baseball splits a 7-inning doubleheader. Got to talk about that. Trivia Carter, good morning. Frankie Schmidt, good morning, boot up. Herb Hanses, good morning. Harrison K. A lot of free will Wade chants at the PMAC last night. Man, it wasn't just free will Wade chants. So one of our interns at the station at 104.5 ESPN, Damari Harding. Donald Hiccups. Hiccups?
Donald Hiccups.
You want Donald Hiccups?
Okay.
Donald still has the hiccups. Okay. See if I can find it. Thought you wanted Dr. Daisy. That was very good of him to tell me. Now I gotta go find Donald Hiccups. Thank you for telling me, Drew, but now I gotta find Donald's hiccups. Okay. See if I can find the show. I mean, it wasn't just the, all right, you can be patient. You want hiccups? Wait, do you want Donald's hiccups or do you want Dr. Daisy? Okay, I gotta find it. I see what y'all, the chance of the PMA. How odd is it that you Hey, I have a question for you. Hey, do you want? Hey, listen. Do you want Dr. Daisy? Drew, listen. Do you want Dr. Daisy? This could get ugly if I can't find this stupid episode. The man. Hey, listen. This is gonna happen because I can't find the stupid episode he wants. Hey, listen. Let's watch Dr. Daisy. Here it is. 3, 2, 1. There you go. Somebody wants. Anyway, sorry, y'all. I appreciate the patience as always. I'll sift through my fatherly duties in the morning. Think about how strange of an atmosphere that was for a coronation, for the crowning of. Hey, wait, listen. I have a question for you.
Daisy Hiccups.
Okay, listen. You're gonna watch Dr. Daisy, and then Daisy Hiccups.
Okay.
Okay. I have no idea where to find that episode, so I'm hoping he forgets about it. Otherwise, we're gonna have a fit later. on a night where LSU is going to win its first championship in a decade, the head coach isn't there. He's suspended. One of your star freshmen is being withheld. You have the crowd raucously chanting for the suspended head coach and demanding the athletic director be fired. On national TV, by the way. What a weird series of events that transpired yesterday. Everett email, Todd Dupuy, what's up? Joe Juba, Aaron Bertrand, Bob Kubrick, Shelley Melanson, what's up? Wes Campbell, Jared Watts, what's up, everybody? Jeremy Aldridge, Chad Brown, James Tyrone, Tom Grandy, good morning, everybody. Sam Bacon, good morning, Matt. If LSU wins the SEC tournament, do they jump Kentucky or Tennessee and get a 1 seed? I can just go by what I've asked. I asked Jerry Palm that question, and his feeling was maybe if in the process of winning the SEC tournament, they beat Kentucky or Tennessee again. So if LSU manages to knock off one of those teams again and, notch another quality win in their belt, then possibly. But it's not only that, you'd also have to see other teams fall. So theoretically, if LSU climbed, Tennessee and Kentucky would drop out. The Duke conversation's an interesting one where they could very well fall. Obviously not having Zion, they've just been a different team. You got a small group cluster of teams that are vying for those ones. I think more likely is that LSU lands 2. I think they landed 2 regardless at this point. I think they could lose their first game in the SEC tournament there too, but I think there are 2. But then again, what does my opinion matter? It's just whatever the committee does when they go in that room. Let's see, Craig Schilling, what's up, man? Joe and Bryant Hanno is smart back for the SEC tournament. My guess is that he is. The statement that they released regarding Smart left that door wide open in saying that in no way is this, I don't have the verbiage right in front of me, but the statement effectively said no way is this an admission of guilt. Well, it goes to show you just how off LSU is. They really, because realistically, like to show you how much of a lack of awareness that they have through this process, they suspend Will Wade, not even thinking what not understanding or taking the time to pry a little bit to think what's the reaction going to be when this happens. And the reaction was what you got yesterday at the PMAC and what you've had for 48 hours now on social media, which has been not good toward LSU, especially from its fans. But then the very obvious question, like the most obvious question when you suspend Will Wade is, well, what do you do with Javonte Smart? And nobody at LSU had considered that until everybody starts asking that question. Well, you suspended Will Wade. What do you do with Javonte Smart? So they got to go, oh, crap, well, what do we do with Javonte Smart? Okay, well, let's withhold him from the game, and we'll release a separate statement, not suspension, because we suspended Wade, and all these people are upset about that, and they think we've convicted him. So let's make it very clear in the verbiage that he's not suspended. We're just withholding him out of an abundance of caution. It's like they are flying by the seat of their pants, man. It's sad. Like, it just goes to show you again, LSU just, the leadership at the university and the athletic department level is just so inept. They just are. And I know people don't like me saying that, but I just don't care. It's so evident over and over again, man. Phil Brady, good morning. Najel Tompkins, Dr. Daisy or Daisy Go Peep is a house favorite. We got Daisy Bo Peep queued up too. Ryan Broussard, Keith Rosenbach, Ben Clark, Ron McDaniel, Adam Tower, John Wagley, Gary Wall. Look at everybody jumping aboard. We appreciate that. Ryan Amos, Bubba Abear, good morning. Craig Schilling, what happened to Todd Peterson? So Todd got roughed up yesterday, if y'all missed that. LSU's winning game 1-0. Maneri went to Peterson in the 6th. They played 2 7-inning games, so they went to Peterson in the 6th to try to get a 6-out save, and Peterson got shelled. Man, Vetmeyer came in and pitched well, but gave up 5 runs. Peterson gave up 5 runs in the inning. I mean, it was just, they were lacing it off of him. So, the blown save against Texas, I don't even fault Peterson. There was the questionable hit by pitch, and they only had 1 ball out of the infield. You had the chopper to short that was misplayed. You had the double play ball where you didn't get any. Yeah, it's just some of that was just bad luck. You executed pitches, and that happens. Yesterday he just was serving up meatballs, and Cal was just blasting them. That stinks. They lost that game. The positive was Cole Henry. My big takeaway from the weekend is that everyone who thought Eric Walker, Mikhail Hilliard should be in the weekend rotation, think again, because Eric Walker yesterday was cruising first time through the order. He was at 2 2/3, so he'd gotten 8 outs, 2 2/3 in 21 pitches. And when they turned the order over, he never got out of the inning. He was at 2 2/3, and he never got the 3rd out. He, I think 6 straight batters reached against him with 2 outs. A couple of walks, a couple of hits. I mean, the second time through the order, nobody was fooled. So, and same thing with Hilliard as of right now. It's just their inability to extend. But Cole Henry was great. He pitched 4 innings, was in complete command of that game. They had 1 hard hit ball against him, and Cabrera caught it on the warning track. But Cole Henry was fantastic. They pulled him apparently because he had his back tightened up on him. So they brought in Hilliard. Hilliard pitched an inning, was really good for that inning. So that got him through 5, and then they went to Peterson and gave it up in the 6th. But the bats came alive in Game 3. Beloso hit a couple of homers. It was good to see. Let's see. Jerry Spurgeon only at LSU. Let's see. Shelby Kelly, Ron McDaniel, Jody Moscona. What's up, Dad? Todd, Matt, do you think Oliva and Alexander might be rethinking their decision? I have to believe what happened last night isn't over anytime soon. I guess you mean the fan reaction last night. I think that LSU, in suspending Will Wade, painted themselves into a corner with the verbiage they used. And I bet they do regret it right now for all the reasons I've talked about and for the reaction that they've gotten to the decision. And especially just contextually, you look around and Sean Miller's still coaching in Arizona. Did you see the report yesterday? Did y'all see the report yesterday? As many as 50 schools, 50 schools are believed to be involved in this wiretapping case. I mean, LSU drew the short straw, and that Will Wade is kind of like first up and the one that everybody's got in the crosshairs right now. But as many as 50 schools involved in this thing. The report from ESPN was that half of the top 25 is in it. Including Virginia and Duke. Shocker. Anyway. Ben Clark, Matt Fanning fans chanting, Joe must fans chanting Joe must go was something to see. It was like, watching that was so bizarre. It was so bizarre. It felt like Donald.
Okay.
Okay. Everybody missed you yesterday on Dad's show. I was going to say it felt like 2015 Texas A&M all over again with the Les Miles thing. Keep the hat, fire the rat, all that stuff. You taking your blanket with you?
Donald.
Donald what?
Donald.
Donald. You watching Donald in there? What's Donald doing? Okay. Let's see. Again, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are tagged in this post. If you could like the Brock page, that'd be a big help. And also, please share this post. That's a big, big help. Let's see. When do Oliva and King listen? Who do Oliva and King listen to? The national media, fan base, students, alumni. It's from Terry Shipman. It's a good question, Terry. And my contention is that it's not Oliva and King. It's Joe Oliva. It's not in tandem. It's Joe Oliva. It's King Alexander. It's the board of supervisors. And this has been one of my contentions with LSU for a long time, and that it's not just one voice, one singular voice. Joe Oliva is the figurehead of the athletic department, so he's going to feel the brunt of it. But the problem that LSU has and has had for a long time is that they have too many cooks in the kitchen. Is that Joe Oliva might have his opinion and feel like he has authority. King Alexander has his opinion and feel like he has authority. The board has their collective opinions and feel like they have the authority. And the problem is that you have all of these different factions that want their voice heard and all could overrule the other at whatever given time. And there's no clear idea of one uniform, concise message. And then you have all these different factions talking to all the people they talk to, and so different stories leak, and it's just not, they don't run a tight ship, and it's plagued them now for half decade. It's how things are done over there, and it's not a good thing. It's just not. I mean, this is why LSU continues to end up in situations where you have public relations disasters. Like this is why. Yeah, I mean, instead of the board and King Alexander empowering the athletic director to make his decision and live with it, and if he fails and you fire him, it's like everybody has to have their say. And nobody knows who's in charge. And so you have sort of like, you've neutered your leaders. It's sort of like, powerless leadership. And the guy they hired isn't that good to begin with. So, anyway. Patrick Booker, what has to happen for him to be fired? I don't know, man. Physical evidence of a paper trail to come out. I'll put it to you this way. I was talking to a national guy last night. I won't mention his names. He called me. And I asked him this question, and I'll ask you this question. Can you ever remember a coach being suspended only to be fired? Think about it. Let's look at high-profile coaching suspensions, all for different reasons. How about two this past year? Urban Meyer. Ohio State suspended Urban Meyer amid calls from everybody in the world to fire him. They suspended him to bring him back. DJ Durkin at Maryland. That had nothing to do with any improprieties or anything. That was the death of a player. And because the staff mishandled that. Durkin suspended. They reinstated DJ Durkin. And then there was massive outcry that they reinstated DJ Durkin, and then they fired him. But the point is, if LSU wanted to fire Will Wade, they would have fired Will Wade already. So that's been my point all along. If you feel like what he's done is egregious and he's been a breach, and people said, well, what if they just found out that he was lying to him before? Then you fire him now. That's grounds for dismissal. If your employee lied to you about bribing or paying student athletes and prospects, that's grounds for dismissal, immediate. He's in breach of your contract. You have it out. Fire him. It's just suspending him is the worst thing they could have done, because all it does is it causes the questions to linger. Jason Rayburn, Kerry Hughes, good morning. Patrick Booker, he's the boss and blaming him for his whole body of work. I'm not saying Joe Lee was without blame. Don't get me wrong. I think Joe's done a terrible job. But, man, with a lot of this stuff, and the things that he's done well, he doesn't get credit for, because no athletic director gets credit for building a tennis facility. It's just, but man, but I'm not guessing at that one. I'm telling you that's the organizational structural issue at LSU. I'm telling you that's what's happening. Like after Dr. Daisy, then Donald hiccups. I gotta find what episode is Donald hiccups. Is it season 1, episode 27? Season 1, episode 26. Okay, good. Thank you. There it is. Thank God. Okay. Okay, here we go. UCBO, good morning. Kathy Como Hernandez, good morning. Jordan Grace is done overrated. Pitcher just hasn't lived up without Langer Nola. Jordan, no, Alan Dunn's not overrated. I think you're expecting a group of true freshmen to step on campus and be dominant aces, which is not always realistic. Remember, Aaron Nola didn't start until midway through his freshman season as the Sunday guy. Oh, doodles. And then you can talk about the development of Nola and Lang and Poche and Mickey and a lot of guys. No, Alan Dunn is spectacular. I think LSU fans are just horribly impatient right now with some talented young guys that need to come along. And I also wonder how different the staff looks if Walker is healthy, if Hilliard is healthy, if Hill is healthy. It matters too. But no, Alan Dunn's not overrated. Let's see. The only reason to rip Oliva is he hired Wade. The coach he'll hire is looking pretty good at present. Jim, I don't want to be like disrespectful and rude on a Sunday morning, but that's a terrible take. Primary jobs, the athletic director, not only are hiring, but also fundraising and guiding the athletic department as a whole. And LSU has been through so many public relations nightmares because of Joe Oliva. You can go back to the end of 2015 with the Les Miles thing. Their inability to get a deal done with Jimbo Fisher. Bringing Les back in 2016 and firing him a month into the season. Having all that time to figure out your strategy. You get embarrassed by Tom Herman. You end up rushing Ed Ogeron to a podium. This situation obviously is part and parcel with that. The 2016 Hurricane Matthew thing. There have been so many disasters. And as evidence of the fact that he's not done a great job is the fact that he's essentially a lame duck AD. And I don't have anything against Joe personally, y'all. I mean, I think I've talked about that before. The Board of Supervisors could have extended his contract long ago, and it hasn't happened. And he's still sitting there as a lame duck AD, and there's a reason for it. It's because nobody's sure they want him around long term. And you can't just ignore what's happening right now either. And he hired Johnny Jones, and he hired Nicky Fargas. So I mean, come on, man. Like there's a lot of strikes on that ledger. Chase Shabo, good morning. Lowell Cormier, shouldn't the FBI be chasing bad people? That's a good point. I guess the point is, if you actually look at, they're not chasing basketball coaches, they're chasing people that have been funneling 6 and 7 figures of payments under the table, and that's more what they're chasing. I'm oversimplifying it greatly, but that's what they're chasing. Hey, Deborah Todd, good morning. Everett, why is LSU the first inside of Yahoo Sports if 50 other teams are involved? I don't know. I don't know if that's maybe just the most salacious quotes that they got or the first they got. Don't know. Let's see. Ben Giat, Jonathan Foru, good morning. Carl the Cat. Great to see the Sims cut down the net. That's so true, man. Thank you, Carl. I'm glad you mentioned that. If y'all missed it, the Wayne and Faye Sims cut down the nets with LSU last night, obviously in Wade's place. So that was really cool to see. Adam Kennedy, good morning. EJ Cambry, how do you think this will affect recruitment, if any? Well, if recruiting is done the way it appears recruiting is done, as long as the checks don't bounce, I mean, probably not at all. We'll see, man. We'll see. It's tough. We'll wait suspended. He can't go out on the road. Excuse me, and recruit as long as you have uncertainty. I mean, that's the other thing. That's the other thing. You have uncertainty as far as what your head coaching situation is going to be, indefinitely. So how do you recruit? Like, how do you continue to recruit and move the program forward? Anyway, whatever. Jim Copeland, the play is cancel the season. See Ole Miss management the freeze mess. Jim, that's the worst idea ever. Like, why would you cancel the season when you've not had any evidence yet to suggest or to confirm wrongdoing? Why would you cancel the season? Like, I've been over this too many times with people now. It's like, how many instances? North Carolina, they just had a years-long academic fraud investigation into North Carolina. The biggest academic fraud scandal the NCAA has ever investigated. And the punishment for North Carolina was zero. Nothing. Cam Newton's dad solicited a 6-figure payment for his son's commitment. Cam played the whole season. Auburn still got their championship. Like, cool it with that, Jim. Ryan Jackson, what's up? Tim Saunier, George Reitmeyer, Brad Berto. They all pay players. They should just make it legal to a certain extent. So that's a completely different conversation altogether. The everybody does it defense isn't really a defense. That's like if you're a parent and, I mean, like, everybody was throwing rocks through the window. What'd your parents say? I don't care about everybody else. Care that you were doing it. No, that's not really a defense. But it is perhaps cause to change the culture within college basketball, which I hope is coming. Let's see. Gary Wall, discovery of an underground economy, figures that LSU would be the first to hold the bag. It's about to go viral. Tom Granting, any chance Oliva would leave?
Don't know.
So, hi.
Don't know.
Okay. Okay. You have your blanket. He threw his blanket over his head and it landed on his backpack. Look, he doesn't know it's there. Oh man. So your point about Oliva, my guess is he would want to stay ahead of his resume, so he wouldn't want to be fired. If you're fired, it's tougher to get a job. Not impossible, but tougher. So I think he'd rather leave, like seek a new job, but he wants to stay. I mean, Joe wants to finish his career. He wants a new contract. This would make it tough. Someone wants me to block Jim Copeland. I want Drew to block Jim Copeland. That's funny. Bobby Rogers, good morning. Let's see. Craig Schilling, if Coach Wade is brought back, the relationship has been shattered because the suspension statement didn't support him. He will leave. He'll leave if he has another option. I don't know that he does, especially in light of everything that's happened, right? So I don't know. It's a sticky situation. There's no question. Mike Torito, good morning. As Shelby said, unless they get rid of Oliva, which new leadership could change things. I don't know. Franz Borghardt, what's up, Nick? Adam Tower, can we get Dick Vitale as a celebrity guest picker for the Riot Radio Hour. Unlikely. Tyler Lambert, will any of this take away from what we've done or will do on the court? I guess it depends who you ask, man. You know, that's sort of in the eye of the beholder. You know, Louisville had a national championship vacated. I think you probably still have those memories of that team. Have you forgotten about the Reggie Bush teams at USC or the Fab Five or Chris Webber calling a timeout in the Superdome for North Carolina? I mean, all those wins and situations were vacated. I think vacating wins is the stupidest thing in the world. Like, you can't unprint the T-shirts. You can take down a banner. You can take it out of the record book, but it doesn't. People don't forget what they saw, and this has been a special team, man. First team to go undefeated on the road in conference, especially with the adversity that they faced, man. So just to go to Kentucky and win, to beat Tennessee, they've been awesome. It's been so fun to watch. So, anyway. Dickie V congratulated LSU on Twitter. Jeez. Ryan Condon, what's up, Lil C? David Hawes, how important has Chris Reid's veteran play been early in the season? Someone asked me last night, where would LSU be without Chris Reid? Probably in the exact same position they're in.
Daisy Hiccup.
Daisy Hiccups. Okay. You want Donald Hiccups?
Donald Hiccup.
Donald Hiccups. Okay. So... Okay, bud. Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Let's try. Season 1, episode 27, I think is what it said. Okay, let's go find the hiccups. Okay, bud. Who are we going to find? Okay, but... You hear? Oh, there it is. I can't watch it. It's not letting me watch it, buddy. I'm sorry. Sorry, Drew. It's not letting me watch it. He's about to melt. Hey, Drew, can I ask you a question? Do you want Itsy Fast? What, bud? Okay. Hey, listen. Hey, Drew, listen. You want Itsy Fast? All right, you're gonna get Itsy. Shh. Drew, listen. Drew, come here. I know, buddy, but we can't see it on the TV right now. Hey. Dude, no. Listen. Mommy is sleeping. Listen. Shh. Mommy is sleeping. We gotta be quiet. Hey. Shh. Okay. Anyway, all right. Let's see. Franz, LSU often embraces the verdict first trial later model when it comes to students and coaches. The FBI crusade won't move. Hey, listen to me, Drew. Listen. Hey, listen, Drew. I have to listen. Stop it. Okay, listen to me. You're gonna be sweet, and we're not gonna make fussy face, okay? Mommy is sleeping, and you have to be quiet, okay? You have to use your quiet voice, okay? Okay, I'm gonna go watch your show.
Oh,
Okay, very good. Let's see. Drew. No, we are not doing fussy face. No, sir. No. Are any of y'all still watching? Oh my God. I got a good look at Brock's on for a while. Could y'all still hear us in there? Oh my God. So, I went to YouTube and found the Donald Hiccups episode. We don't even have it available on our playlist. How in the world did he remember, like just randomly went Donald Hiccups? It's crazy. Allison Musgrove, good morning. Jason Bourne, what's up from the Moss Bowls? Lawrence Robillard, good morning. Denny Landry, LSU has a bigger chip on their shoulders. Final Four, if not championship. Your thoughts? They looked good last night. Now, I'll grant you, Vanderbilt's terrible. I mean, there's a reason Vanderbilt's 0-18 in the SEC, and you saw it. They can't shoot. They miss point-blank shots. They can't defend. They miss free throws. I mean, Vanderbilt's terrible. But if LSU plays with that much effort and intensity, I mean, they could beat anybody, especially if they're making shots. How about Marshall Graves last night hitting 4 threes? I mean, sort of a subplot there. If you need some offense, I mean, you need a guy to go fill it up from the outside. Graves is your guy, man. He's a guy that actually is a shooter. Tony Benford said at halftime he's the best shooter on the team. Looked like it, didn't he? Let's see. Carly Cat, at least Oliva stayed in the background while LSU cut down the nets. He was off the court when they did. Smart man. Troy Fuselier, could another AD be successful with F. King still president? Is F. King the trump card in all the big decisions? Go back to my point, Troy. It's not just King. It's King and the board and Joe. It's in different instances, it seems like different people make those decisions, which is tough. But look, when you consider what's going on at the university right now, and I'm not trying to get into things that stray from sports, but LSU's been in the news a lot for a lot of negative things lately. It just wouldn't shock me if there was some leadership change amid all of this. What's going on in the university, and then obviously now with the athletic department, there's a lot of reasons to think that there could be leadership change. Preston Clark doing a great job, Matt. Thank you, Preston. Charles Ducote, good morning. Scott Sanders, what's up, dude? Paul Hollowell, Dax Jeter. I miss what Robert always worked. Hey, Henry Grace. Hey, Beth DeVille. Charlene Hancock, good morning. Good morning. Bringing Robert from the bullpen. I know, man. That's crazy. He used to love watching Robert. He don't want that. And, it's just so weird that he just went to that Hiccups episode, which, we obviously haven't watched that in so long. It's not even on the playlist anymore. Anyway. Let's see. John Boudreaux, good morning. Let's see. Hey, Jim Copeland, if you're rooting for Wade at this point, you're nothing better than a UK fan Sean Miller needs to go to. Jim, like, you should probably just leave, Jim. Like, don't spend your time with something that's gonna like upset you or upset other people, man. It's Sunday morning. Do something you enjoy. Like, don't just come hang out here and like crap on people. I mean, I'm not saying like a differing opinion is a bad. That's fine. Differing opinions are okay, but like, don't just tinkle on other people's Cheerios this morning. Like, if you're that upset about it, like, just leave. Go to church. Go walk the dog. Go have some coffee, man. Enjoy the sun. It's a beautiful day. Like, what are you doing here, man? Like, let's get real. Anyway. Brandon Scott, good morning. Jim Copeland is basketball's Jeremy Hadhorn. That guy. I crushed that guy. That was so fun. If y'all missed it, that was an episode of Whiskey and Wine one day this year. Anyway, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Great people, man. If y'all are out and about, maybe you got kiddos playing some soccer or flag football or baseball and get injured and you're in need of a doctor this weekend, remember they're open after hours. So they're open on weekends. You can get on by and see our friends over at Brock if you need to see a doctor. They've got X-ray, MRI machines on site, all the subspecialties. So they're Blue Bonnet. If you cross Perkins, head toward Highland, they're on the right, Surgical Specialty Center. They do everything in-house there at Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. You can get your MRIs done, your X-rays done. You can see the doctor. If you need to get fitted for walking boot or crutches or anything like that, they can do all that in-house at Brock. Let's see. Jim Musco. Y'all are chanting Jim Musco. Carrie Poston, good morning. Ryan Casey, good morning. Let's see. Gerard Landry. Let's see. David Furr, welcome back, bud. Daylight savings probably didn't help Drew. That's true. It didn't. Drew was up bright and early. His food's beeping. Edward Cooper, what's up? Let's see. Lawrence, what is Palmieri thinking yesterday during game one, pulling Hilliard after one when he was solid? Preston Peterson cost us that game. Thank you for all the blue thumbs up and stuff. That's a great help. I love, like, all those impressions help. So for all the thumbs up and the hearts and everything are really, really good. Can y'all hang 1 second? I'm going to go stop Drew's food. I hear it beeping. Hang 1 second. 1 second. Thank y'all for your patience. I appreciate it. And everybody who's hit the share button, that's a big help too. So thank y'all very, very much. So Lawrence asked what Palmieri was thinking, pulling Hilliard. I think he was trying to get McHale out of the game on a high note. That's number one. Number two, because you were only playing 2 7-inning games, you were playing 14 innings instead of 18. And I think he needed to make sure he was getting guys work. So he wanted to make sure certain guys got into the game. In that situation in particular, I think he knew he had Peterson fresh. It was a 1-0 ball game. Chris Reid's solo homer was the only run. So it's 1-0. And I think his thought was, let me go get Peterson. I can get 6 outs out of Peterson. We'll win this game 1-0. So I kind of understand the logic, but it always goes to, when it comes to pitching changes, if a guy's doing well and you pull him and then you lose it, it's, well, you took him out too early. And then if guys go well and he ultimately falters, you go, well, you left him in too long. It's a catch-22. I'm not going to fault the guy for putting his closer in to go get a 6-out save when he's well capable of doing that. Peterson's got hit. It happens. The thing that I was more curious about was pulling Cole Henry after 63 pitches. Cole Henry was cruising through 4 innings, y'all. I mean, 4 innings, 63 pitches. He had allowed no runs, 1 hit. The hit was a little flare into center. There was really only 1 hard hit ball against him, and as I mentioned, it was an out. Cabrera caught it on the warning track. But point is, man, like, Cole Henry, I think, is the reason to be optimistic, because I think Marceau has to come back into the rotation. Let's see if Marceau pitches well. If Marceau pitches well on Tuesday at Northwestern, I think he starts Sunday against Kentucky. I think your rotation goes Hess, Henry, Marceau. And then you use Walker and Hilliard as, your first out of the bullpen guys. And they're actually good complements, because if you think of it, you go Hess and Henry as big, Hess is 6'6" and Henry's 6'4", whatever. These big guys that are throwing middle, upper 90s, and then you follow up with Walker and Hilliard. Well, Hilliard's a spin rate guy, and Walker's a placement guy. It looks different. Coming out of these guys that are 6 feet tall and throw a little, not as hard. So I think that's probably what Maneri will do. It's my guess, but I think that's what will happen. Let's see. Jerry DeLucky, good morning. Jim channeled the inner huddle in every morning Scone viewer. Chuck Sanchez, good morning. Kyle Gallo, Jim is actually a leave under a burner account. Y'all are crazy, man. Jerry says, just watch. This will be the year they win the national title and have everything vacated. Okay. I'd love to see them go on a run. I would love to see them go on a run to a Final Four and win it. And let the NCAA, whatever the NCAA does, be damned. I don't care. I want to see them go on their run. I want to see them go on their run. They've earned it. They've played so well. Like, whatever might have happened, whatever Yahoo has on wiretaps or whatever, it doesn't. None of that changes the fact that this team collectively worked their butts off to get into shape. They've been coached well. They've been nails late in games. They've overcome personal tragedy. They've been awesome. They've gotten better. Like, none of anything that happened on wiretaps 2 years ago has anything to do with what this team did on the floor this year. And I want to see them make their run. Like, there's nothing you can do to change that in the past now. I want to see them go on their run. I want to see them whole. I want Smart and Nas back on the floor. I want Will Wade back coaching this team. Because if you're not going to fire him now, let him coach. I want to see them make their run. Make your run. Make your run. And let the chips fall where they may whenever they do. Let the NCAA investigate in 5 years from now. They make a decision about something. Who knows? Like, come on. Let's go. Live in the now. Go make your run. Let's see. Richie Burt, Tennessee lost. SEC champions were solidified before we played the game. But they had the chance to be the outright champions with a win. They would have, if they had lost, they'd have tied with Kentucky and Tennessee, and it would have been a 3-way share of the title. That's funny. Robbie, what's up, dude? Jason Rayburn. Chiquita Amos, if you don't like what people are saying, just go away. Bingo. Thank you, Chiquita. Go away, Jim Copeland. We don't tolerate fans that lack chest. Jim must go. Let's see. David Hawes, when's the next most likely time for a Whiskey and Wine live stream? I texted, and David, I got your message yesterday. I texted Jordy. I was like, hey, man, you want to do Whiskey and Wine after the game last night? He was at the PMAC. So he's like, it's going to be a while, man. Because then you obviously had the net cutting and all that stuff. And then he would have had to gotten home. So and by that point we're putting Drew to bed. It was just so next most likely. I would think next weekend SEC play starts for baseball. I'll do something post game next weekend. And for basketball, if they play in the SEC basketball tournament, championship, but let's do it for that. I'm down. Let's see. Again, please hit the share button if you've not done so yet. That's a big, giant help. You know what? I'm going to share this to the ESPN Facebook as well. I haven't done that yet. See if we can bump this up a little bit. And as always, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. 5 locations. Of course, if you're out in Livingston, they've got the Livingston location. You take I-12 to Walker. You exit, go right, and boom, right there on the right. About half mile. Boop. All right. All right, y'all. Let's see. We will have good news by Tuesday, either Wade getting reinstated or Oliva getting fired, mark my words. Well, the Board of Supervisors is the one who would take action on Oliva. I guess they could call a special meeting to discuss that. I don't know what's in their bylaws, their ability to do that. But they just had a board meeting not long ago. Anyway. Wonder what Coach O was up to last recruiting cycle. Why you fire Marshmallow Man? It's always about football. Why you fire Marshmallow Man? Huh? It's always about football. Oh, that's Jim again. Never mind. Yeah. Lauren Anderson, what's up? We need Drew to block Jim. Todd Dupuy, pitching will eventually come around. Dunn's proven he's a great pitching coach. Walker will eventually be a weekend starter. Cole Henry showed he's a good pitcher. I'm curious about Walker this year, man. Walker and it's just evident Walker and Hilliard both are not back. Like their arm strength, their velocity, their endurance, it's just not back. I mean, they've both shown their ability in spots, but it's just clear the endurance isn't there yet. So until it is, if it comes back at this point, this season, until it is, you can't count on them as starters. So you need Hess, who pitched better this weekend. Henry has shown he's capable. Jaden Hill has also, but he's going to miss a few weeks, as Maneri said. I think Marceau's your other option, man. I think you got to get Marceau to... your hope is Marceau pitches well this weekend, or this Tuesday up in, I think they're playing in Natchitoches. He pitches well, then he's your Sunday guy. I think that's your option. And you're home next weekend against Kentucky. At least you don't have to go on the road to start conference play. Hey, Chris Burkstaller, what's up, man? Tiffany Monette, can we get Drew to come block Jim Copeland? Yo, man, I think y'all have spoken. You're fine. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Let's see. Damon Rando, good morning. Would have loved whiskey and wine last night. I know, man. I thought about doing it solo, but by the time timing was odd last night. Anyway. Carly Cat, Cole Henry had tightness. I thought the same, but heard he had tightness, so I understand. Yeah, Maneri said he had tightness in his back, so I get it. Better be safe than be sorry. Robert Gremion, what's up? All right. Let's see. Brian Ashcraft took a $30 prop bet to win $600. Boot up for Evo Wade. I love it. Richie Burt, no decision. Administration isn't capable of making decision on their own. Let's see. Any more questions? Most of y'all now are just piling on Oliva and King. Armand Keller, whiskey and wine after the NCAA seating would be great. So after Selection Sunday, we could do it next Sunday. After Selection Sunday, we could try that. I'll cater the board meeting. Denny Landry, longtime listener, love your perspective. Keep it up, good Tigers. Thank you, Denny. Cheers, appreciate that. Doug Chapeton, what's up, dude? Jessica Lambert, what's up? Let's see, John Bro. This basketball team has overcome a lot of adversity. Wade seems to spawn from above. I'll agree. One of the cool things last night was seeing, as we talked about, Wayne and Faye get to cut down the nets. Hey, you want to talk to everybody?
Donald Hiccups.
You were Donald Hiccups. Okay. Let's go do Donald Hiccups. Glad I found it on YouTube. Ooh. He was not happy a bit ago. Are you watching this, or do you want Donald Hiccups? You want Donald Hiccups? Okay, Drew wants Donald Hiccups, I think. There you go. All right. Like it's a quarter screen. Hey, what are you watching? Drew, what are you watching?
Donald Hiccups.
Donald Hiccups, very good. For those of y'all who have been watching this for a long time, a lot of y'all have mentioned his speech. That is kind of crazy, isn't it? Like, you can go back and watch the episodes from like a year ago. There was no way a year ago he was saying Donald Hiccups. Okay. Let's see, get to a few more. Terry Shipman, stats for the Scone. Drew is 1 Dr. Daisy and a massive block of Jim. Connor Brooks, good morning. Sean Gasser, Andrew Bayer, good morning, everybody. Dax Jeter, honest question, does anyone trust to leave it to hire another coach? It's a good question. I mean, he hired Wade, and Wade's a really good coach. I mean, they're in hot water right now. You could look at some of the good that he's done. Some of it's taken him a couple of chances, you know. Ogeron is TBD, but the hire was largely lampooned when it was made. My hand's in the air, and I still don't think long term that you're ever going to win a championship with that Ogeron. He hired Beth Torina, which is a phenomenal hire. But that was after, obviously, he'd hired the Alabama coach. And that, as I understand, that was an Yvette Girard thing. And they brought the guy over here. He was introduced, and a day later he was gone. He was like, I'm going back to Bama. But it got him Beth. And Beth, I think, could be here. You know, I'd love to see her spend her whole career here, stay here 30 years and win national championships and be awesome. But again, and then you look at Will Wade. He got Will after the Johnny thing failed, and he also hired Trent Johnson. So he hired Trent, got fired, hired Johnny because the basketball people pressed to get their guy after Joe had hired the outsider the first time. That didn't work. And they had to fire Johnny and hired Will. So I don't know, man. It's a fair question. It's a checkered record of hits and whiffs. I mean, there hasn't been much in between. Let's see. Justin Huckus, good morning. Barrett Blanchard, if LSU wins the SEC tournament, at least a 2 seed, right? Any chance for a 1 seed? So I would direct you, if you're interested in that question, last week on AFR had Jerry Palm on the show, and I asked him that question point blank. And you can go listen to the interview, and you can hear all that we discussed about LSU. But it's, with regard to the 1 seed, his feeling was long shot, but they'd have to win the SEC tournament and in the process beat either Kentucky or Tennessee again. And then you'd need some help. Like, you'd need some teams to fall. So obviously Kentucky and Tennessee would fall if LSU jumped into that spot. You probably need Duke to continue their slide. You know, conceivably, could you see there's a mirror in that room, he can see the TV show in the mirror. Good. Okay. Never know what he's doing in there. So anyway, I think they'd have to win the SEC tournament, beat Kentucky and or Tennessee, and then see some teams dip. I think for like teams like Virginia, Gonzaga, probably locked in on 1 seeds. You know, then you had that cluster of like Duke, Carolina, Kentucky, Tennessee. I think LSU's in the conversation now. Michigan State. Like that's in that conversation for the 1 seeds. It could happen. You need a lot to go right for you. But at this point, it's hard for me to imagine LSU being below a 2 seed. I guess theoretically they could fall on that 3 line, but see. If you go to Nashville and you lose your first game, we'll see who it's against. But let's say an upset happens and you end up playing one of the bottom 4 teams in the conference and they beat you. I mean, theoretically, you could maybe fall back to a 3. Someone threw a cup at Joe Oliva who was walking into the tunnel. Really? That ain't cool, bro. Any word on the BR Rougarous? Nope, sorry, Lawrence. I'm probably the wrong guy to ask, man. Sorry. Joey Panapinto, good morning. Chad Dupuy, remember how Oliva handled the lacrosse situation at Duke? Yeah, he blew it again with Will Wade. A lot of people have brought that up. I will point out, though, that the situation with Duke lacrosse, while Joe certainly had a hand in it, that was a top-down failure at that entire administration, and with the DA Mike Nifong, if you remember, was like in jail, was disbarred, went to jail as well for trumping up charges. Anyway, let's see. Meridoc, good morning. Have you done a Disney trip with him or plan to do one? We've not brought him to Disney, Meridoc. No, I don't think Drew would be down with a theme park like that. He's not real big into crowds, and he's still a little skittish around like loud noises. There's no way he would do roller coasters. So no, like he wouldn't get it yet. You know, like it's not a good time to do it yet. Erica's family went last year, and we considered going, but not yet. Trivia, the advancement of Drew has been amazing. Thanks, Trivia. Appreciate that, man. It's been certainly rewarding for us. Look, he's moving. He's got all the chairs he's moving. I never know what he's doing in there. For those who have just joined, shout out to Brock, Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. They are our title sponsor here on Morning Scone. We appreciate them. They are tagged in this post. If you could like their Facebook page, it would be a huge, huge help. Thank you very much. Let's see, Matt Person, good morning. Clayton O'Callahan, if Marceau doesn't give a solid outing Tuesday, it's officially time to bring back everyone's favorite pitcher, Johnny Holstaff. Probably something along those lines where you'd probably stick with Walker. And then you hope Walker gives you 3 or 4, and then you piece it together from there. Fontenot showed you yesterday he can extend. Donald Hiccups, and then let's not forget. Okay, is Donald Hiccups over? And let's not forget, you also at some point you feel like you're gonna get Jaden Hill back, right? And you feel like he's
Ba 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 we ba ba ba.
Ba 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 ba. We, I know what you're saying.
Mickey Mouse.
Mickey Mouse. It's the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. You thinking about something?
Donald Hiccup.
Donald's Hiccups?
Okay.
Okay. Okay, Drew. Let's see. Dale Broussard, Kevin Graham, Jordan Richardson, good morning. Sean Gasser, any chance they sit out the NCAA tournament? I could not see that happening at all. I would never speak in absolutes to say no chance, but that feels like a really, really, really far cry, man. Todd Dupuy, Matt, how long before Terrio heads to Baylor to recruit Kim Mulkey? If LSU, I'll tell you this, they may not need Terrio. If LSU fires Nikki Fargas, and I don't know if they will. I honestly don't. I mean, I'm not sure I could name one player on LSU's women's team. It's just they're not relevant. So I have no idea. But that should be their first call. And that should be a don't take no for an answer call. Like, hey, Kim, come home to Louisiana. Just cement your legacy by winning a national title at another school. Come on, retire here. You know, we'll get all the Kramer content again. It'll be fun. Kevin Francis, good morning. Kevin Toller, good morning from Winter Park, Colorado. Good morning, man. Need to add chair pushing to the Olympics, I'd watch. Only if Drew's doing it. Matthew Guthrie, good morning. Britt Evans, don't mind me, Dad, just redecorating every day. Look at the chair. Look at the chair. Look what he did. Donald Hiccups. Yep, you got it. Is that your new favorite show? Hey, why don't you like Robert anymore? Why don't you like Robert? Okay. Don't get upset. Hey, Drew. Let's see, Troy Villa, what are the chances the NCAA selection committee drops our seeding because of last week? I would say none. They're not seeding based on hypotheticals with the NCAA or with the FBI probe. It's based on what you've done before. The only time Donald Hiccups. The only time I've seen them alter seeding is when you've had what? Can you use your words, please? Can you use your words, please?
Mickey.
Yep, Mickey. Here you go. Is when players have been injured. So, like, if Zion were injured, I think that affects Duke's seeding. I remember, this might have been like 19, I want to say this was 99. Remember Cincinnati when they had Kenyon Martin? And Kenyon Martin broke his leg in the conference tournament and was out. Cincinnati would have been a 1 seed that year. And Kenyon Martin broke his leg and he was out for the tournament. So without Kenyon Martin, they dropped him. Now, I think that's chicken bleep. It's like the team still worked that whole season to achieve what they did, and they should have been seeded accordingly. But they lowered their seed after Kenyon Martin got hurt. Ryan Dixon, I wonder what Wade gave Marshall Graves. I'm hearing 10 free passes with Kent Lowe to Rock and Bowl. Oh, man. On a serious note, though, how cool was it to see Marshall Graves go hit those threes, man? Hit 4 threes last night. That was really good to see. David Hawes, bring home Woodward. I'd make that call if you're looking for an AD. Be the first call I made. Kyle Gaio, did anybody see Mary Lou at the baseball games? I did not. I saw her. She was with McKenna Kelly after the gym meet on Friday, though. Love the article your boss tweeted at Dickie V. Oh yeah, Matt Lusta. So the funny thing, so Flynn Foster is the president and CEO of Guarantee, and our company, and he tweeted the article at Dickie V about the 50 programs that are rumored to be involved in this, as many as 50. It's funny. It's like, hey Dickie V, check this out. Blaine Smith let Skip take over as AD for 2 years. Not going to happen. Martin Kimball, my question is why not play smart and bring back Wade ASAP? What's done is done. Everything will be vacated anyways if there's hard evidence. Sick of all the media bias. I would agree with that. Sitting Javonte Smart right now to me is foolish, especially in the context of the statement they released where this is not an admission of wrongdoing of any kind. it's out of an abundance of caution. It's like he didn't do anything wrong. Why are you sitting down? Like, actions speak louder than words. You're assuming wrongdoing. And you're right. What's done is done. Shelby Kelly, give it up, bro. I was talking to Jim. Let's see, Justin Robinson, good morning. Tyler Foster, good morning. Dusty Revere. I jacked your friend's Oliva pick with the clown nose and made it my temporary profile pick. I like the one with Dick Vitale on it, too. Joseph Roy, what's up? Andrew Baer, do you think Wade coaches another game for LSU? I do. And maybe I'm super naive, but my belief is that you only suspend someone to reinstate them. You don't suspend someone to fire them. If you were going to fire them, you just fire them. But you suspended him because you're giving him the benefit of the doubt. That's my contention. That's why I think suspending him was stupid. You should have just fired him if you wanted to do that. You want Itsy fast? Okay. So maybe I'm super naive, but yes, I do believe Will Wade will coach again for LSU. Let's see. Matt Boudreaux, what's up, man? Chris Kirkpatrick, good morning. Earl Lytle. That's when the whole thing, Matt. Proud of these boys. Love AFR. Thank you, Earl. I appreciate that, man, very much. Matthew Wheeler, good morning. Let's see, only a couple of more. Mark Brommer, good morning, Matt and Drew. Totally unbelievable in the PMAC last night. Best game ever. Free Will Wade. You know what I texted? Who texted me last night? Might have been. No, it was Terrio. Terrio was at the game. He texted me. The irony of this situation is the news that should theoretically cut LSU's program off at the knees is the thing that, if you watched that game and saw the atmosphere last night, is actually the thing that it feels like brought it to life. It's been a unifying event that brought a completely different level of passion and energy and emotion injected into the LSU basketball program. And you watched that team last night with 6 scholarship players, no Will Wade, no Naz Reid, no Javonte Smart, and they were just flying around, just destroying Vanderbilt. Like, if they play like that, they could beat anybody in the country. Tony Cortell, you think Oliva would have learned from the Duke lacrosse? Be patient, wait for all the facts. Again, I don't think it's 100% an Oliva decision. Moo! I think that's the problem with LSU, is that nobody knows really who's what. Can you use your words, please? Can you use your words? Cow.
Okay.
Okay, what cow do you want? Can you tell me? What cow do you want? I know what he wants. He just grabbed my hand and said cow. Let's see. Vance Stubbs, Josh Petrie, Grant Vayon, good morning. Blaine Smith. I think Michael Divindity's going to have a great year. How about the football question? That's true. LSU's in spring football and nobody's talking about it, which is amazing. I got a lot of tidbits from yesterday's practice, and supposedly Joe Brady is having way more of a say and a role in the offense than I think any of us anticipated. Like the majority of the say in the offense. It's early, but still. I'm really now very based on what I heard yesterday, I'm really very intrigued to see what this looks like. Lot of passes, a lot of short passes. Think Drew Brees, think short passes, extension of the running game, thrown to spots. I mean, we may see a lot of different stuff from LSU this year. There are 2 practices in the spring, but so far they're like fundamentally changing their approach, which is interesting. James Hannon, isn't the fear of the LSU administration that they'll be hit with lack of institutional control and that could cripple the entire athletics department? In part, yes. Yes. But my contention is, if that's your concern, that should have been your concern in October when Will Wade was first, the first wiretap was released. And if you want out now because of the most recent wiretap release, then you can fire Will Wade and be done with it. I mean, but otherwise you say, well, there's no evidence to suggest we've asked Will, that nothing's come forward. Willie Fast? You want Willie Fast? Willie Fast, okay. Thank you for asking very nicely. Willie Fast. Let's see. I think Will Wade was running a sting operation on Dawkins with the FBI. Oh, man. Kentucky not being on that 50-team wiretap list is quite surprised, but man, shocker, Tennessee is on it, LOL. Brandon Rishu, good morning. That just means that Calipari is better than everybody else cheating. Listen to Ronnie Rance yesterday and get that he's 100% behind what was done with Wade. No remorse. I didn't hear what Ronnie said. I'm sorry. I don't. Let's see. Barrett Blanchard. I feel like Jim has earned a spot on Kick Rocks. What if Wade was the bait? When you say nothing, you leave everything open to interpretation. That's the problem right now. True. Let's see. Sue Day, Lucas Babin. Any more? Kevin Toller, Brady is the OC in waiting. I can tell you flatly, Kevin, he was not hired as OC in waiting, so that's false. We'll see how things transpire, so it potentially plays out that way if they have a great year this year, but that wasn't in the cards when he was hired. Alan Darr, Kyle Larson, good morning. Let's see. Todd Dupuis, Matt viewed some of the spring practice. Coach O said it will look a lot like the Saints offense. Interesting, moving wideouts to tight end. Hey. Hey. I love you. Wow. Cow. I don't know what cow you want. You got to tell me what cow. I don't know what that is. And then what? Cow. Okay, you're going to watch Mickey Fast. And then cow. Okay. Chad Dupuis, do you think Ed Ingram is able to come back this year? My stance on that all along, Chad, has been I don't know, because you're talking about a legal matter. Like, it can't happen until the legal system plays its course and there's resolution there. And I have no idea what the state of Texas is going to do with that. But Ed Orgeron was asked about it, and he said they're kind of hopeful. So he's still on the roster. And if he is, that's a big get for your offensive line. David Debate, good morning. David Denicola, Johnny Lombardi. What's up, Johnny? Good morning, man. John O'Neill, good morning. Jason Bourgeois, Nas in concussion protocol due to hit the face. Sounded like it, didn't it? And that's what I was told was up with Tremont, by the way. Why he missed 2 games was that. Let's see. Will Smart play? Or they were trying to prevent him from missing. Why they called it an illness was they were trying to prevent him from having to miss multiple games or whatever, instead of calling it a concussion and going through the protocol. But I don't know definitively. So, Josh Petrie, will Smart play again this year? I think so. I think he'll play this week in the SEC tournament. Donald Hiccups. How's the defensive line for spring practice? Paper thin. They had 8 guys out there. They moved Donald. Okay, let's go see Donald Hiccups. Savage, is that? I mean, the offensive lineman who was working on defense last year for the bowl game when they were thin. And then Fahoko has been out there too. So they got a couple guys that otherwise maybe weren't expecting. So they had 8 guys at practice. No Lawrence, obviously. No Farrell. Lawrence, Farrell. Drew's throwing his clothes all over the ground. Some of those guys are walk-ons, obviously. Apuaika's out there. Supposedly he's a biscuit shy of 4 bills. I think they need him to lose some weight. I shouldn't say 4 bills because y'all are gonna go run with that and tell people I was saying that he's 400 pounds. But you know what I mean. He's heavy, apparently not moving laterally great. He needs to lose some weight. So let's see. Beth Rush, good morning. Shelby, let's see. Blake Morgan, good morning. Wesley Bourgeois, good morning. Tom Brouillard, who would I write to express displeasure with the LSU administration? Seems like F. King Alexander is in alignment with Oliva, so that seems like wasted effort. Well, the governor appoints the board and the president, so you could write the governor. That's something you could do. Or collectively to the board of supervisors. I'd say the governor or the board or both. Be a good place to start. Martin Kimball, SC tournament's going to be tough. Possibly Florida, Auburn, then final Kentucky or Tennessee again for the ship. We win this thing, we'll definitely get a number 1 seed. Going to be hated like that UNLV team was. LSU against the world. It feels like it, doesn't it? I saw an interesting tweet last night. It was like LSU's the renegade program that we all secretly, publicly hate but secretly love and wish was our team. It was an interesting tweet. It was from one of the Fox Sports guys. Dara Rosenthal. No, that's not. No, Rosenthal's playing offensive line, Shelby. Like they're excited about Rosenthal and Wire possibly, winning a spot on, like competing for a spot. Dusty Revere, Ed Alexander should have never left. He wasn't ready. Doesn't matter. Had knee injuries. Want to go make his money. I don't blame him. Just go get in the league. Start cashing checks. Don't risk injury. Randy Dabdoob, I was waiting for the whiskey show after the game. I asked Jordy if he wanted to do it, and he was at the game, so it just wasn't going to work out. All right, what about Moss? Thad Moss is participating. He's healthy, and that's good. That's good to see. See if they can get some out of the tight end position this year. Supposedly TK McClendon as well is playing pretty well, so they're excited about him. All right, we're at the end of the comments. This is a long show today, y'all. Golly, we went more than an hour, like an hour and a half. Okay, let's wrap this up. Y'all have an awesome day. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please hit the share. Big time shout out to Brock, the Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic. Brock, great people. 5 locations in greater Baton Rouge area. Of course, their primary location on Bluebonnet, near Perkins, in the Surgical Specialty Center on the first floor. You can't miss them. They do all the subspecialties. So if y'all are out and about this weekend, maybe you're playing tennis and you twist your knee, or your kids are playing soccer and they get cleated or something like that, you need an orthopedist. They're after hours. They've got MRI and X-ray in-house. Baton Rouge Orthopedic Clinic, awesome peeps. Kind fast. Hey Drew, do you want to tell everybody bye?
Bye.
Can you say have a good Sunday?
Mwah.
Oh, I blew you a kiss. All right. Hey, do you want to say? Hey, listen. Do you want to say Happy Sunday? Can you say Happy Sunday? Say have a good day.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. See y'all. Thanks for watching. Later.